Hello and welcome to the Ursine Combo Lab audio podcast. We're the UCLA FGC podcast where we talk about stuff. I'm joined here by Karushi Drive, noted streamer and speedrunner, and Storm Claymore, noted voice actor. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Yep, thanks for having us. What's up, guys?
Okay, I'm not a voice actor yet. I'm just working on it. So
That's
Mr. Hollywood in the making.
You're much closer than all the rest of us. So today we're talking about evolution. So I think that man came from monkeys. All right, go argue. Okay, had to do the joke. All right, so we're talking about Evo tournament. The next one's in France, but we're going to go ahead and talk about the one that just happened in Vegas. And let's start off with something that might be a little underappreciated. Let's talk about French bread. What happened? What happened with French bread at Evo, Karushi?
Yeah, so as you guys all well know, this is the second time that Uni2 has been at Evo. And also I believe this was the fourth time that Uni has been featured at Evo main stage overall. But anyway, yeah, it was a really stacked tournament. I think this tournament was actually the most stacked that Uni has had since Unist at Evo back in 2019. There was a lot of Japanese players that traveled over, and I think part of why a lot of players are starting to travel more for these bigger tournaments, the circuit is much bigger, and there's a lot more at stake with like the ArcSea's prize pool, with like the all the tournaments that you can travel to throughout the circuit and throughout the year. So I think a lot more people are starting to realize, hey, you can't skip out on like an Evo or even like a community grassroots event like Storm Unite because all of these are worth a lot in terms of like how they position you for the Our System Works World Tour Finals. And last year it was a bloodbath, or not last year, but last tour circuit. It was a
Like the
bloodbath at
amount
the
of
Arc
points
World Tour
people
Finals.
got or something?
In terms of like the kind of upsets that we saw, Evo specifically, and the way it works for just Uni 2 in general, only the winner gets the spot. So it makes it like a highly coveted, event to win. And part of why a lot of players try to make it out to Evo specifically is obviously there's prestige associated with winning Evo, but also it's a lot easier for American players to travel to. So a lot of people from outside of America are like, okay, I want to prove myself with the most stacked like American players in attendance. So that's like a big part of the incentive, I would say. But yeah, anyway, all that,
There's
grand
also
like,
like melting blood is kind of dead, right? So that's sort of
yeah,
anime is either Strive or Uni 2 right now. I mean, there's Grand
yeah. I mean,
Finals.
there's not much to choose from right now. Like if you're gonna stick with your footsies, baby fighters like Grand Blue, or you're gonna stick with Guilty Gear Strive, whatever they got going on, or you got to play Uni 2, which is going through its own crisis at the moment, but that's for another time. I think right now a lot of the dedicated players still feel good enough about the game to continue playing, but part of why I feel like especially Uni 2 is really
And
difficult
ladies,
to
if
maintain
you ever
consistency at a high
oversleep,
level play is that a lot of just like interactions cause you to explode if you make a mistake. And that's why we start seeing like these really good sets happen, like the grand final set between Big Black um and Defiant. That was one of the best Uni 2 sets I've seen since the game released. It went full all the way to like the grand finals reset to the final game, final round, and man, it was really intense. It was ended with like a I think hide throw combo CVO or something like that. But yeah, all throughout the top eight, it was like a lot of good matches. And the reigning champion from last year, Sonaru, actually went down to losers before top eight. And I believe in top eight he fell to let's see. In top eight, he fell to another Japanese player. So it was funny too because the Japanese players eliminated each other, like kind of early on, or put themselves in losers early on. And then at the top 24 losers, a lot of them had to fight each other before they could even get to the top eight qualifying match. So yeah, very difficult tournament to have
Am I
made it far
wrong
in.
in assuming that this was usually eight Japanese people in the old days?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Like even if you look back to like Evo 2019 top eight, there was only one non-Japanese player in the top 8, and that was a player from Canada. Um, every other player from Japan. And this time around, let me pull it up again. This time around, the majority of the players in the top 8 were from anywhere outside of Japan, which is amazing. Like, I would definitely say that the other regions than Japan have done a good job of closing the gap. I would still say there's a slight gap between Japan and North America, or Japan and Europe, but the gap is definitely a lot smaller than it used to be those years ago. And I'm not surprised at all to see that Defiant won this one. He's been putting in a lot of work, and it paid off in the grand finals.
I mean, there wasn't a hope that there'd be some Lin alt or something like that, or a Byakuga victory. Considering that we have a good Byakuga player.
Oh yeah, actually that's a good point you make there. Because on that note, okay, first of all, like Lin is very strong in this version right now, and did have a representative in the top 8 in Revert. Revert made top 8 winners actually, but fell pretty early on into the top 8, losing both of their sets. But yeah, that being said, Defiant's actually like a multi-character specialist himself. He doesn't just play Hyde, he also plays a pretty strong Laundrikia, a pretty strong Carmine. But mind you, all these characters that he plays are at pretty much the top of the tier list, according to the consensus right now. So, if anything, it goes to show that like having a character to make certain matchups a bit more comfortable can allow you to get through a lot more troubles that you would otherwise have, just because of the environment that you need to creates with like everyone exploding on a bunch of everyone exploding on like very few hits. And you can see even for like this matchup here, like Revert's like a very dedicated Lin player, but he's especially rewarded playing Lin into Seth, because Seth really struggles against Lin in this version. So yeah, I think now more than ever, matchup favored character picks are a lot more rewarded than they used to be. Like before, you'd see like a lot of specialists from like Japan and wherever else, but nowadays I think having like multiple characters in your pocket definitely goes a long way.
I think that's something about this tournament season that I've noticed a lot actually, is people actually do switch a lot these days. This
Yeah.
summer in all kinds of games. People are really learning like they're not doing the old thing where you're like, well, I play a mid tier and I just grunt it out on all the bad matchups. No, people will even take like a mid level matchup that they just don't like and they'll switch to their alt.
Yeah, exactly. And before, doing that was definitely questionable. Like I'd say in a game like BBCF, where it's a very much like these days, especially like specialist kind of game. Like you have just one character you know like the back of your hand, and you just take them all the way. Obviously, you'll have some players who, if they play like Terumi as their main, like you might want to have a counter pick, right? Because Terumi struggles in a lot of matchups. But apart from that, like if you're playing like a competent character, you're probably gonna take them all the way through.
Right.
But if you're talking about like a modern fighting game, like Uni 2, like Tekken 8, or like City of the Wolves, even, you definitely see people like rotate between a couple characters. SF6 is actually another good example of that, I would
Yeah,
say.
I mean,
Yeah.
even Zhaohai is rolling Bison for some matchups.
Mm-hmm.
Even though
Mm-hmm.
people are like, Mai is broken, he's still like, well, not broken enough.
Yeah. Yeah. That, I mean, I respect it though. Like, you just got to play the best. If you want to beat the best, you got to be the best. Play
What
the
do
best.
so in Uni they also announced, or they had a trailer for the new character, and that character has
That they
since
did.
come out. So that's one of the benefits of doing this a month late, is all of the stuff they announced has come out.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So do you
Yeah.
have any
Izumi.
thoughts on this new character, Izumi?
Yeah, I did have a chance. Like, I haven't really been playing Uni 2 that much these days, but I did have a chance to try her out when she released, and also witness the aftermath of the disastrous patch that came with her. But again, that's an aside. Izumi is really cool. I think they did a good job of designing her to be pretty solid, and like not overwhelmingly strong, but pretty solid on release. That's something that French Bread has really struggled to nail when they release a character. Is it feels like oftentimes they're like really underwhelming at the start, and then they have to do a lot of buffs to like make them good. But Izumi just feels really good already at the start. There's a couple of like minor issues that I think will be addressed in future patches. Like her 3C is borderline unusable. Like 3C is her de facto anti-air, but it does not really anti-air a lot of things. Like a lot of JCs, just stuff it plainly without even like really bothering to care about the head and vuln that it has. So I think that's something that will definitely be addressed in the next patch. Also, for that matter, her hitboxes on 2B and hurtbox on 2C feel like kind of lopsided for their respective button strengths. They might like buff both of those properties of her low normals, but we'll see. Apart from that, I feel like her damage is really good. She has cool setups available. She does kind of struggle to make use of throw in mid screen because they get knocked so far away. But as with a lot of these new releases, she has a corner throw combo, and that's definitely something that I've not been a fan of personally. Like just the power creep they've done over the years with the new characters, getting combos off of throws in the corner, dealing 2.2k off of throw, which is honestly like pretty average nowadays. Like before that was considered really good, and now it's average because you see like characters like Wagner getting 3k off of throw with proper resources available. So yeah, there's definitely some power creep still going on, but I think she's a pretty well done new release for French Red standards.
I've seen this a lot in recent DLC. Is a lot of it seems like when they release these DLC characters, they seem to be like, well, this is how we actually wanted to design the game, and we kind of fucked up in vanilla.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is we toned down these certain legacy things and we added these like new ways to get damage that kind of like we want you to be more aggressive in this way. And often it just like Sagat is a good example for me because I know what he's doing very well. Like he can't throw very well. Like throw is not his game plan. He's a counter hitter game plan. And like all of the characters SF6 has released recently have really been like their game plans are really based around like counter hitting people and spacing people. So it seems like that's sort of like they're trying to force the game in that way with these newer characters, the new DLC.
Yeah, I think her play style is still kind of undetermined. She definitely does have some set play options, but a lot of them don't necessarily lead to like insane like mix-ups or whatever. You just get some extra plus frames available on your Rekikens. So that's probably the most she'll get out of her like special setups at the moment. But obviously, there's still more to be explored. You never know the full picture of a character, a week after she releases. But give it some time. The French bred players will definitely break this character apart. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to mention too about Izumi, she has a one button DP technically because it's on her force function, which you can map to a macro. That's also I would say is a power creep element. Technically, Kaguya has a one button defensive option as well with her spot dodge, and also Laundrikia, who was released in Uniclair, has a one button DP that's vulnerable to throws but is invulnerable to strikes. So I wonder if that'll be like a trend for them from now on to just make characters have a DP on the grid consuming option because it balances. It's like self balancing, right? Like it's really strong to have a one button DP because you can use it like much faster. But then by it costing grid, you might give up the cycle more, which means you deal less damage and you have access to change shift less often. So I wonder if that'll be like the norm from here. But personally, I think it kind of homogenizes things. It makes it kind of feel like, you know, it doesn't really strike me as like a uni thing to have like one button DPs all over the place. But alas, I'm an old man speaking at this point.
Yeah, whatever happened to two button DPs?
Yeah, true. Persona 4 Arena.
Yeah, like Persona and the last Blaz Blue.
We don't talk about that one. Yeah.
I guess we got you for 10 more minutes, Karushi. Are
Yep.
there any other Evo things you'd like to talk about?
Oh, definitely. So, I didn't catch most of the other games, but I did catch just a tiny bit of BlazBlue Central Fiction and City of the Wolves. So I do want to talk about the latter first. City of the Wolves, from what I heard, because I didn't watch all of it, had a really fantastic top eight and especially grand final. I feel like that's a game where it's still like wide open, the competitive scene. Like it's anyone's game because all the players at the top level are so good. And part of that too is that a lot of players are bringing their skills from different game backgrounds. Like Goichi's got the anime background, so he was born in the trenches, fighting through all the grimy mix-ups that people would do back in Melty Blood in the day, as well as in Dragon Ball Fighters. So like he's got like the foundation of solid defense, and in City of the Wolves, I feel like that's especially rewarded. Then you have other players from like KOF games that know how to apply aggression. Like ET himself is a good example of that. And
Yeah.
we saw Logia there on the screen. Logia kind of built a name for himself in KOF 14. And that's a game where it was especially aggressive at the top level of play with the top tier characters. So yeah, I feel like all these players are making it really exciting. Like the game itself, I can't say it's SNK's like best game by any means. I feel like they definitely kind of peaked with KO 15. That's the same feeling I have right now. But this game is still like pretty solid, and I think the competitive scene is even more fun to watch. Like it's a joy.
I'll say
Um,
this for the point of order. I won't say which one I think is better or speculate, but I will say
mhm.
that this game is very thoughtful, and you can see those ideas in the gameplay, rather than the
Yeah,
haha I got you and I'm gonna like resource dump of mini games now, including KOF 15. You
yeah, yeah,
you there's still that a little bit, but there's a lot more decision. The decision making is clearly on the board here, um, and I think that's why it was great finals. Also, is it is a pretty good spectator game when you get invested in it. It's not flashy. I mean, SNK still made kind of an ugly game
yeah,
in their way, you know.
yeah.
But it is very thoughtful if you're a fan of the genre.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like you definitely have to give some credit. Like a game can't be interesting to watch and simultaneously be like a terrible game. Like it's clearly not a terrible game, right? Like it's a game that holds up, and it's like it's clear that it has like competitive or it's respected competitively among like the SNK players and other competitive scenes players alike. And I think part of why the matches are still so exciting right now is it doesn't like force like a lot of the checkmate situations that people like have utter distaste for in like SF6 with burnout or just drive rush in general, right? Where you can
Hmm.
like just force an issue. Like this game, you still have to be very methodical, but you can also be really punished for like a mistake you make. So I
Yeah,
think it's like it strikes like, the right balance. Yeah.
even when people are in burnout, like it's really hard to guard crush them.
Yeah, that is true too. It's like the mental thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so just their offense is kind of toned down a little bit because they don't get those EX cancels, but it's really not. There's no checkmates like that.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, you're still in like a really unfavorable position regardless,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. That's that for City of the Wolves, and yeah, the grand finals was fantastic, as many people have indicated before. So I don't have much to add to that. But yeah, for BBCF, so this was a side game. This was part of the community showcase or whatever. Um, but it got streamed officially, which was great. I think that's like definitely for the spectator experience from home. That's a great improvement that Evo did
I mean,
is
we can
do an
just
official live
say
stream.
it's cool that they were like very like, oh, we love the side games this time. I felt like they had
Yeah.
very good signposting of we're running these games, and they just won't be on the main thing, but we they're here and you can compete. I thought that was
Yeah,
very well
precisely.
done this Evo.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's great to see that they're still trying to find ways to improve, right? And they're not stagnating in that regard. Because I do think at the core, like in order for Evo to sustain itself, the community events like this have to be sustained as well. But yeah, BBCF top eight was fantastic. I'm surprised Jay Onson actually participated in this, but regardless, given the recent discourse around Carl Clover, it was actually really exciting to see like our our very own Excalibur blades, not our very own, but NA's very own Excalibur blades, go up against one of the top Japanese players who's still active in the game.
Hmm.
And I must say, Jeonson kind of, I wouldn't say he played his best, but he still played really well. And it's kind of crazy to think about, like the fact that that wasn't Jeonson's best because he still played insanely well. And all it really came down to is that he dropped like too many combos. And you can't really be doing that against Carl Clover, who thrives on momentum. And for that matter, like Excalibur played out of his mind. Like this, if he played like this, like oh, okay, I shouldn't say if he played like this, but if all Carl Clover players were at this like level of like clinicalness with the character, yeah, I can see the character being banned. But that even then, like it's like obviously it's Blaze Blue. It's what you'd expect, right? But with that in mind, like he just played so well, like defensively, offensively. He played patiently in neutral, wasn't trying to force anything, but still posed a threat even when he wasn't like actively taking any offensive actions in neutral, like the off-screen fireballs he was doing and just getting the full conversion off them. Really keeping up the momentum with the unblockable setups as well. Jaeonsun actually applied the correct defensive measure a couple times, but wasn't able to do it consistently, and that's like the dangerous part about it, right? Like even if you're able to do it once, he's like, okay, can you do it again? And then he does the unblockable setup again. It's insane.
You
Yeah,
get 50
great
50.
set.
You're going to get them.
Yeah, and we're seeing like one of the combos on the screen right now as well. But yeah, like even apart from like this grand finals match, I think there are plenty of other good matches in the top eight, and it goes to show like Blaze was Central Fiction still very much alive and well. And I'm glad that Evo decided to showcase it proper as part of the side events.
Yeah, why is Excalibur Blades playing out of his mind? He was just sitting at home, and then a tweet came out, and he like soul stealed the entire community. I don't really
Yeah,
understand what happened because he was just minding his own business.
yeah, exactly. Like he was just playing the game literally. Like, and it's not like Carl Clover has not been in the game before this. Like, okay, but let's be clear again. Like, there's a difference between Carl Clover in Blaze with Central Fiction and Excalibur Blades Carl Clover in this game, right? Like, we do have to at least acknowledge that he's definitely able to make the character look broken.
Yeah.
But that is Blaze with Central Fiction after all. So
Must have been the fear or something. The fear got to everybody.
yeah, it's like, oh, do I want to get this character banned? Maybe I should throw a little bit. I'm kidding. But yeah, like I like obviously, even if you know the matchup really well, the minute you get put in like one blender, it gets really antsy, right? Like you start to want to like get out as soon as possible, and you might make more mistakes, and then that bleeds into your combos, your confirms, your pressure,
Damn, this
and
dude's playing him on pad too. Oh my
yeah, I know, right?
god.
Yeah, destroying people with the day one vanilla stock DS4 controller, based.
That's crazy, actually.
Yeah. But yeah, it's awesome. I think, yeah, I think from here, if we start to see like more people try to learn Carl and have this much success with him, maybe the conversation will come up again. But at the current time, I think this is exactly where I'd want to see the game. Like several years out from when it first released, and people spreading terror with characters that they had once thought like, oh, this character's fine. If you can make your character look ban worthy, then I think that's like a super cool thing.
Hmm. Yeah, it's great. Was there any
Hmm.
of the other announcements or anything, or do you have any last words for tag fighters in your last minute here, Karushi?
I guess I have tag fighters, huh?
Yeah,
I guess
coming.
I guess so. It's not a tag fighter, but VF did have news, but it wasn't at
Oh yeah,
Evo. It was at it was like before. But
they showed a
the
little at
world.
Evo. The tooth knockout, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the new VF6 footage. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's the new VF6 footage, which not much to comment on right now, apart from it
looks
looks
sick.
good. Yeah. But we don't really know much about the game still, so hard to say much. But VF5 is getting a new re-release again for like the umpteenth time. Like
Oh
how many is this?
yeah.
Like six. VF5 Revo World Stage or something, and apparently they're adding um, more single player modes, which is great. I mean, recently I've been talking about how important single player modes are just for your video game as a package, but obviously a lot of fighting game players don't really care about single player modes. I'm hoping that they are using this as like the practice for VF6, because I definitely think VF6 in order to succeed with casuals needs some single player modes.
Yeah, for
We'll
real.
see what they do. Yeah. I mean, but at least the game is kind of selling itself for now. It looks great, and even with like the regular gameplay footage, I don't think it looks any worse than what we saw in like the concept footage,
Hmm.
where it's like more like action film style. Like this one still looks great, and for once they decided to change the ancient sound effects that VF has had for too long. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's sound effects are too important. Yeah.
I like how there's not like a lot of explosions. There's not like a lot of devils flying through the air.
Yeah.
Tekken's gotten just too extra. It's way too extra now.
But hey, at least it sets them apart from each other pretty
Yeah, that's
distinctly, I
true.
would say. So there's that. But yeah, I'm excited for this game. Like VF6 is kind of my waiting room game for the last straw that fighting games have in my mind. But it's not like fighting game. It's not like there's not a good fighting game you can play right now. There's plenty of good options still.
Yeah,
It's
via
just that you might
five.
have to look. Yeah, VF5 exactly. Yeah, I mean you might have to look like a bit farther back, but you won't have to look too far back, thankfully. So yeah.
Cool, cool. All right, we'll let you get on to your business, Karushi. Thanks for stopping by.
Yep. Thanks for having me on again. Catch you guys later.
We'll catch you next time. Storm, you still here with me, buddy?
I'm still here.
Excellent. So eventually we'll have Ciro hop on, perhaps, and we'll talk. I think we'll talk deep tag fighters when Ciro gets here. But you kind of had a ground level experience at Evo, right? I heard you might even have some stories that happened there. Do tell.
Yeah, yeah. This is my third year volunteering for Evo as a TO, and there was a lot of things I get to witness, and also like after doing all the TOing, I got to do some like other activities and such and such. Uh, where do I start?
Did you run into
Uh,
anyone you were fangirling over?
Not really. I just kept it cool at this point because like if I meet him once, I'll just be like, hey, how you doing? Good luck, have fun. I'm usually, you know, I mean, I know people like to take pictures with the same person every year. For me, it's just like if I already seen them, I already know them. So like there's like a level of difference of energy when it comes to the casual fan, someone in the community, and someone who's you know used to that energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because to the casual fan, like anytime you tell them like, hey, I met like Arsene and Nee, they would like, oh my god, you've met those two. I'm like, yeah, they're pretty cool. Um, and then you have the people who know each other, like, hey, let's take a picture. And then I'm in that middle part where it's just like, I would like a picture, but I already had one, and it's just like maybe once I get more comfortable with them.
Oh, he's already
But I
got the
did manage
picture.
to, yeah, but I did manage to meet a lot of the people I met on Discord in like similar communities, which is wonderful. Like I have never met them, and it was great. It was a lot of good vibes.
That's a huge W.
So before I went to Evo, I was at the airport, and I met like two people. One of them I believe was playing Grand Blue, and this was his first Evo, and we pretty much discussed like like pretty much like tag fighters like Marvel 2, Marvel's Capcom 3, uh, and so on and so forth. And it was pretty chill. Then the second guy came in, and he was from Argentina, and the other guy was from Texas, so it's worlds apart. So he's there. He's actually, from what I known, the second guy, the Argentinian guy, actually won a free trip through Evo, Road to Evo, and he
Oh wow,
managed to, yeah, he just got a free trip, and he did it by winning City of the Wolves tournaments, and
the South
I think it was
American
City of Wolves
Dream.
or I think it was Strive. It's either or, but all I know is
The
that
South
you
American
know,
Dream.
yeah. And this is where things took a turn. While I was like chatting with the first dude, the second dude asked me, "Hey, what games are you playing?" I'm like, "I play Tekken." A couple minutes later, he responds saying, "Hey, I showed you a picture. I showed a picture of you to my friends, and they said you look like Tokido." I'm like, "Excuse me," and I was just like, "Hey, look, guys, MK Leo," and then he starts laughing, and I'm like, "Hey, guys, look, it's Mena Arty," and then he goes like, "No," and it's like, "Oh, I forgot the some South Americans and some people just don't like each other.
Yeah,
But
I mean that probably happens a lot at the cons. I think there's a lot of Asian people who are asked if they're Daigo or Tokido or
no,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. No, like I didn't take offense to it. I was just like having fun with it because it's like, oh, you're doing this to me? Oh, okay.
Hmm.
um,
People always ask me if I'm Mr. Wizard. I don't get mad.
Mr. Wizard, as
uh,
in,
the guy who ran Evo. It's best not to talk
oh,
about
oh
him,
no, oh boy.
to be
Okay,
honest.
I was like, "Ah, we're going in there too? No. Um, so I make it to Vegas. It's blistering hot as usual, and make it to the hotel with like three other people I know. Um, the thing is that it doesn't feel right without Mandalay Bay. Like it's not like you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, what a beautiful day. You go down to like this cascading elevator, and then you just like walk straight forward to Evo. But then like here, it's like, great. I have to walk 10 minutes all the way to Evo just to you know get there on time.
Hmm.
And you either walk through this route or you walk through the sun, and
It's
it was
fucking
just
hot
like,
out there.
yeah.
What do you think of this venue? Do you think it's working? Because they have like more space and they can stay open, during the top eight Sunday now and everything like that. That seemed like people liked it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it just feels weird because I'm very used to like the big chunk of people like getting in line and it's just like getting shoved into that small convention. But with the new convention hall, like there's like it's just so equally spaced where like the traffic isn't so heavy, and like people can get in. Like even for myself as a volunteer, like I didn't even need to just go through like the other door reserved for like volunteers so I can get instant access. And rather it's just like, oh, you just stay in the line for like 3 to 5 minutes, you're already in. So yeah, it's pretty good.
that's great. Yeah, I mean, a efficiently run event is definitely going to improve things. You don't have the 4 hour lines that everyone used to talk about.
Yeah. I
uh,
mean, there was so one thing that happens at Evo, unfortunately, is that because Evo is a private entity, so are the security guards. And the security guards have to be let known because they're doing their job. They're trying to keep the normies and the Hollywoods apart.
mhm.
And it's like, and then there's just the people who work in the background and so on and so forth. Uh, One of the security guards like just straight up ran up to me and she's like, you got to go on the main line. And then the second security guard's like, no, look, he's wearing that jacket and that tag. He's a volunteer. And she was like, oh, I almost got you now. I'm like, okay.
I do have to
um,
formally ask as part of my interviewing duties. Did you see Pokimane there?
no, we did not see Pokemon at the venue.
Wow, she really has abandoned us.
Uh,
Maybe she was watching
uh,
from like a booth up high.
no, that would be Max.
I assume Max was on the floor.
Oh, he was on the floor. Sort of. He was wearing his Ganache given red tracksuit, and he was going
Nice.
around taking pictures.
That's pretty cool.
Unfortunately, I did not get to have a picture with him, so I was like I really want. I know many people who have taken pictures with Max. I have never gotten a picture with him. I only got a picture with like Kenny and Infinite SGE. Oh, unreally so.
Oh man, too shy.
Uh, but yeah. So like volunteering and competing. I did like both in like the same day. Uh, like I did the bracketing, and there was a lot. You get to see the action. You get to talk with like other international players, and it was a very jovial time. The only thing is that I have never seen such negativity on Twitter when people when the players lose. Like it was just that negative. I was like, man, people are really angry. It's not like last year or the year before.
Well, the only thing
So
that allows that is these players are so fucking consistent. Like they've gotten so good now that no one can even get near them. So we see Shanghai always at the top of things, ET always at the top of things, Arslan is always at the top. Like, so you get certain expectations. You really you either want Sonic with Fox to win or lose, but you're thinking about him, you know?
yeah. Well, so this is what I've noticed is that in round one polls, you're pretty much going with the flow. There's going to be like people who don't even show up, so there's a lot of empty brackets, and we just have to like wait until the officials tell them to DQ. Um, and it's like very chill. When it comes to round two and three, that's when things get serious, and you can feel the tension in the air because these aren't people who are here to have fun. These are people who want to make money. And I was kind of stressed because it's like if I screw up this bracket, like if I put the wrong names and the wrong score, I could potentially like ruin their mindset and push them back longer. And like because they really want to win, and you know like yeah, and things like that.
Were you helping run Tekken?
Uh, yeah, I like my entire shifts were just running Tekken.
Yeah, it was thousands, right? So you need a lot of
Yeah, it was,
volunteers for that.
yeah. Um, what else?
Did you
So
compete?
yes, yeah, I did compete. I made it to 3-2, and it was kind of upsetting
Nice.
for me because I I wish I made it out of the pools because the way so
3-2's not good enough for
like
Chipotle? Those
no
pools must have been huge.
when you at least get 5 or 6 wins, then you get the Chipotle card.
Uh,
Um, but for me, I like 3-2. Like I was really upset. I wanted to make it out of the pools, but some like the like I haven't been to many locals lately, so I forgot how it felt like to be on a competitive part of the of the competition because there are people who like to press buttons, and then there's like actual players who you know are more patient and such.
yeah, and you have to
So
adjust between those two pretty fast.
yeah, because I almost lost my first game. Again, my first game, and then my friend TK had to step in and say, "Listen, man, this guy sucks. He's pressing buttons, so just go monkey on him." Like, oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, you needed the coaching.
Yeah, I need the coaching. Like, I do better with I coaching.
Yeah, sometimes you don't see it.
Um,
You keep trying to counter something some way and it doesn't work.
yeah. Um,
What'd you think
and
of the
then
Tekken Top 8?
oh, I, it's a hard sell. Um, because you could like, I'll put it this way. I was at a watch party with the Yo Video Games crew, and I'm sitting with my friends, and we're watching Tekken Top 8. And if you thought people leaving the the main stage was like bad, no, like with like hundreds of people in that main hall, like dead silent when it was Atif versus Arsene.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can
People were
go.
booing.
Everyone already knew the answer to that because it happened 3 times this summer already.
Yeah, but there's then like it's not. I mean, there's nothing wrong with like having Arslan or Atif because they're undeniably the best. It's just that the meta itself was just like, wow, that this is where we are, huh? Because it was like a mirror Anna matchup, and it
Uh,
was like, oh boy,
yeah, I think people were pretty excited for the Clive player who made it pretty far.
yeah. Even some of the pros were like, yeah, you got me rooting for a Clive player. That's how bad this top eight is.
Yeah, but meta's gonna meta. Metas are gonna meta.
Yeah,
Call City of the
yeah,
Wolves has a meta problem. Tekken has a meta problem. Like, it's just a very common issue right now. Yeah, I think
I
even
mean,
Mortal Kombat has like four viable people.
it's the norm of these fighting games, but
Yeah.
like at the same time, like Tekken itself is a special case because there's some really unfair, stuff that DLC characters have, and also like the the change of momentum of the current game is unacceptable to a majority of players. Like people have quit, people have like stopped competing because of how bad they feel the game is.
Well, will Armor King bring them back?
Uh, no,
No?
definitely not.
He's not the
Because
chosen
yeah,
one?
like no, like you could always bring in the Alex DLC or the Armor King DLC, but at the end of the day, it's still the same game, and we already know like a lot of the characters are going to be busted because it's paid content, so there's no surprise there.
Yeah, yeah, and well, there's a new character after him too. Did either of these DLCs have any? They tickle your interest at all?
Um, Only Armor King because I played him back in Tekken 7. Um, and that's pretty much, you know, sold me on the DLC parts. Um, but other than that, I'm just like, not really.
He
I don't.
was revealed before, right? So we're still when he actually hasn't released yet. He's releasing in like October or something. So he's quite a ways
Yes,
off still.
like you'd have to be feeling really jealous if like, um, other other games are just like, oh, we're releasing this character tonight,
He's out
with like City
tomorrow.
of the Wolves with Ken, and then everyone's like, oh wow, these guys are getting it good at 5 p.m. And then meanwhile, there's us is like, oh wow, we're getting in like 2 months away. Ooh,
Yeah, it's
like
a really long
you can
time.
hear groaning, you can hear people groan like in the back. They're like, ah, because we're looking at City of the Wolves. It's like, how come they get their characters already?
Yeah, it was cool to get Ken immediately. Lucy's out already. Sagat came out right away. Tiger. Um,
Yeah.
what about the mysterious Madagascarian woman? I don't know how to say that.
Oh, Miley Zoe, I believe. Uh, People are very receptive of her. They like her design. They're pretty excited.
Kind of interesting. I've never seen a character from Madagascar, so
Yeah,
kind of cool. I didn't know they had like a mix of indigenous people there from the Philippines and African mixture. Kind of interesting.
yeah, and you can tell that the devs are very dedicated to their craft because they pretty much say like, we actually live there. We talk with you know the people and their customs, and we try to make it as accurate as possible. You know, and then you have Alyssa the Clanker, so that's a different story. Uh,
What's that? Oh yeah, Alyssa.
um,
Not the most amazing thing, but that's a very Japanese character. It's literally a sex doll robot,
yeah,
so it's culturally
but we don't tell.
appropriate.
Uh, um, there are there. Let's see. So in round two, I'm gonna go back to the bracketing part because I have a story. In round two, uh, there's a stream runner who's like bouncing around all the setups, and they want matches like ready. And every now and then you have a pro going like, I need to go to the toilet. I'm like, sure, go. Like, get back here within 10 minutes, and it takes them like stupid long sometimes. And the streamers are stressed. They're just like, ugh. And this is where Jimmy J Tran comes in. So Jimmy J Tran does not like being on stream. He hates being on stream. Jimmy J Tran is also a troll. He does not like to take things seriously. So my bracket essentially like rode on the contingency of Jimmy J Tran. If Jimmy J Tran won, we have to stream a different bracket. If he lost, we can in that bracket, we can continue streaming on that bracket. And then there's Bilal, Pakistan. I believe he's a Pakistan player. And Bilal was sometimes not there. He would be bouncing between setups to the bathroom to like pretty much everywhere. And it stressed me and like 3 other staff members out because it was so bad that one of the staff members, he was like, please low high, please win 1 round so we can buy me some time. and they like the match went 1-1, but then so we had some time, and then Bilal shows up and it's just like great. And then Bilal is like, I want to be on stream, and the staff is like shit. So and Jimmy's like shit too, and Streamrunner goes back to the battle station, go to the command station, and it comes back saying, we can try running a stream, but I already told these guys to fuck themselves. And they're like, oh, joy. And then they get the news saying, sorry, Bilal, we can't have you on stream because of like time constraints. And Bilal was just like upset. He was just like, I want to be on stream. And it was like, we can't, there's nothing we can do, man. And then Jimmy J Tran's like, oh, I actually want to be on stream. And then we're just like, you just said you don't want to be on it. And then, and he starts laughing because he loves trolling.
That's funny. Yeah, really managing these brackets is really managing these guys because they get, pretty nice seeds. So they're definitely going to be in a high level. And everyone knows, like, at the end, you're kind of there to see them a little bit.
Yeah.
Because of how well they play.
Yeah, like it was surprising because when Bilal was playing, he's like he was going to me. He was like, "Hey, who am I playing against?" And I'm just like, "You're gonna be playing against this guy, and then you're gonna be playing that guy." And he was stressed because he's like, "Oh, I'm playing against John Ding and other and other Asian players," and he actually beats John Ding. He actually beats the other players as well, and. As he's sitting down, I told him to wait, and he's just like, who am I playing against? And I'm like, look behind you. And it's Jimmy J Tran. So they actually do a mirror match, which is pretty hype. And Bilal actually, clutched it. And he makes it to like round 3, I believe. So he did very well, for a guy who was jumping everywhere.
Nice. What do you think about this, the pools to rounds? It's like you have to go through. What is an Evo winner is usually like 12 or 15 and 0 or something. They have to go through so many people in this tournament. It's crazy how consistent you have to be.
Yeah, and especially on winner side because winner side you're like riding smooth, but when you're on loser side, it's like a it's like a mad dash to it's a mad dash to the top 8, and yeah. I mean, I'll put it this way. Like, when I was in losers bracket, I had to face a member of Team Yamasa. It was not Take or Nobi. It was forgot his name. But I lost to him because I felt confident I could beat him, but because he was playing Clyde, I was just like, I don't know the matchup, man.
You got DLC'd.
Yeah, I got DLC'd, and I was genuinely upset, like more upset than like losing my first game. Like, I even went to Twitter. I'm like, mark my words, if I ever see you again, I'm running the set again.
Oh no!
His name was Imada. There we go.
Huh? You went right to Twitter.
Yeah, I went straight to Twitter. I went to their Imada does not have his own page. So I had to go to their team page, and I'm like, mark my words, Imada. I don't care where you are. I'm gonna beat you next time. So,
good luck with that, Storm. You'll have to do some labbing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But cool. Did you have any thoughts on any of the sort of like new indie games or new tag games that were at the show?
Uh, so when it comes to like testing out games, I'm not much of a fan, to be honest, because it's like you have to fight through a gigantic line that people wake up at 5 a.m. just to try it out.
Yeah, they're giant lines, and you get to play like 2 sets or something, right?
Yeah, and it's so time consuming that I could be using my time to go like do something else. And like I already know how the game must feel like because they might as well release a beta, which is probably not going to be this. It's going to have like slight changes, but not really different. So yeah, like if you try it once, you already know how it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
because there's not going to be that much of significant change.
Yeah, you're talking about like for 2XKO and stuff.
Yeah, TOKO and Moral Tokan. I'm sure they're great games. I'm just like I'm not willing to wait in line for 5 minutes of bliss. I have another story.
Go for us.
So apparently, there in the Tekken booth, they had like a single elim gimmick where people were standing in line, and then winner stays on the setup, and if you win twice, you get 2 buttons. And I managed to beat 2 people in a row, so I got those 2 buttons. So haha, I beat a Lee player and a Oscar player,
Nice.
and we had to play on Victrix, sticks, which was like disorienting because I play on K lever, and I'm not a fan of like using J lever on Tekken, which it just feels weird. So
Mm-hmm.
so wave dashing and doing electrics was uncomfortable.
But it seemed like you still got it out. Who do you play?
Yeah, my fundies
Who are
come
you
in
playing
handy.
in TA right now?
Devil Jin.
Devil Jin, a believer. How'd the nerfs do for you? I mean, the buffs. You got buffed, right?
He's still garbage.
Oh, oh well.
He's viable, but he's still garbage. You still have to work for it.
Well, you can learn Clive.
I could learn Clive. I could learn other characters, but I don't know. It's like some sunken cost fallacy because it's like if I play like Leo or Kazuya, I'm struggling. But with Devil Jin, it's just like I know this character,
Right.
so.
Comfortable. I feel
And
that.
finally, I got to meet Shinkiro, the artist.
Cool. What does he work on?
Uh, he worked on the King of Fighters art, and he also worked on the recent Capcom art. Like, do you remember when Ryu and Chun Li were featured on Fortnite?
Yeah.
And do you remember that artwork?
Skipping my mind. You think I can Google it?
Yeah. Just type in Street Fighter Fortnite, and you'll probably find a Ryu with a weird smile.
Oh, the wink, smile, wink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is Shinkiro.
Okay. Yes, this is a very important image in the FGC.
And I finally met the dude because there has not been a lot of public appearances, as far as I know. Like he doesn't have like a photo uh in Wikipedia,
How'd you
so
find him
I
then?
had to meet him. Oh, there was a meet and greet booth at Evo.
Okay, that's cool. That's pretty sick. You get something signed?
Yeah, so you had to buy merchandise to obtain a ticket,
Yeah,
but the
pretty
tickets
standard.
run out fast in the morning. So I had to haul my ass to the convention hall at like 6 a.m. because that's when they start opening up. And yeah, and then such and such. So like it was like he he can only sign 2 items and have a picture, and that was pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a poster, I have like a little card that he signed, and you can also write out your name so it can make it personalized. And let's just say, I'll put it this way: there's Shinkiro, and then there's a translator. So I wrote my name down, and she had to translate to him. And just to hear it audibly, because it bothers me, because my friends do this all the time, they said, "Oh, sutomoru kuremoru." I'm like, oh boy, again. So yeah, this Evo was really fun. You know,
as
just
a
to sum it all up.
attendee and a volunteer, I
Yeah,
guess.
attendee, volunteer, and competitor. Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Nice. Of course I was digital. I can give opinion on a few things. So, one, as far as the announcements, the Viper trailer was pretty cool for Street Fighter 6. I think her new look is very neat. We also got some trailers for characters that are now out. That's Lucy from Guilty Gear, who
Yes.
looks like she belongs in the game. So they did a good job for a guest character. Uh, and she's fast, and she's got some interesting stuff. I kind of don't like all of her normals, but it is what it is. We got Ken. He dropped for Fatal Fury. He plays a lot like kind of a greatest hits of his Street Fighter versions, which is kind of interesting. Like he has a plush Dragon Lash, but he also has like an air Tatsu that just goes into the atmosphere. It just goes laterally across. He has a lot of interesting stuff. He has like run, stop jabs and things like that. We got a new character announced for Grand Blue, Wilness. I think he's like sort of like a slow armory kind of guy. I haven't played him, so I don't know, but it seems like a lot of people are playing him, so he must be kind of fun. We got this is very important. We got a new character announced for Hunter x Hunter. Neferito. So all 12 of you out there, this is your time. Hold on until Neferito arrives. I don't know, man. I don't know about 18. Like I get that they like probably didn't have any money to do this at all, but it might be over for them. It might be over.
You can only do so much for 18 game. So
Yeah, I can't help them. Whatever they're doing it to themselves. So, is what it is. Invincible, they showed off Omni Man, so I guess Omni Man will be in the Invincible game. That's pretty crazy. I'm just kidding. But that game is looking pretty cool to me. I think that it's been a long time since we had a Killer Instinct style like limited combo system. There's sort of versions of this, but it's much more discreet in the Killer Instinct devs hands. So it'll be interesting to see how it comes out. And then of course we got more footage from Tokon, which is we're learning a little bit more about the systems. It feels like a lot of the discussion around Tokon has been like, oh god, I hope they don't do this fucked up thing. Like, please don't have Strive wall breaks. And then they kind of have it, but it's not that bad. And people are like, phew. So almost all of the discussion around Tokon has been like, phew.
yeah.
But it does look good, and it is marble. Speaking of tag fighters, we are being joined by Mr. Ciro the Hero,
Hey,
tag fighter
Are you-
extraordinaire. How you doing,
showing your
Ciro?
screen, by the way? Good. Are you showing your screen, by the way, or?
Right now I'm looking at a picture of Ryu and Chun next to a Fortnite banana. So
Okay, are you?
you don't need to see that, I think. Yeah, no screen share. I was just talking through some of the tag fighters, And as long as you're here, let's go ahead and maybe jump into your opinions. I think we all know Evo is the year of the oncoming tag fighters. So let's just get the tag fighter expert's opinion here. First off, how was MVC2? Because this was the return of MVC2 to Evo main stage.
Yeah, it was cool. Very entertaining, but compared to like Marvel 3, obviously the character diversity is not exactly there. But as long as you watch it, knowing what you're signing up for, which is just Storm,
MSP,
spamming, and Sentinels, yeah, MSP, your MSS, your Team Thrax, all those, then yeah, it was a good time. And then I think one of the funny storylines I have to share regarding that is, I guess the guy that got second place, V, we'll call him V, just to
Mr. V, yeah, baby.
Apparently he was a young buck by MVC2 standards, so like mid-20s or late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And he would use what they call OBD or one button dash, which in Marvel 3 everyone uses. I don't use it, but just because I'm lazy, I don't have anything against it or anybody that uses it. But the crowd in particular was really rooting against him just because he was a one button dash user. And what makes it kind of extra, what makes him extra happy about it is that historically there was a player, I'm sure if you guys, especially from SoCal, a player called Fnatic that would use one button dash, but people were more cool with it just because he gave up one of his assists, so he could never do like a team hyper combo, which is not really super common in Marvel 2. So people were kind of like okay with that because it's like, oh, okay, well he has a one button dash but loses an assist.
This was played on the collection anyway, right? Isn't
Yeah,
there
that's
a
right.
possibility of like easy input and all that, and turning off the Juggernaut glitch and all that shit?
Yeah, I think they let all of that rock. I don't know if MVC2 the collection has an easy input rather than
It does.
a side. Oh, then I.
It has
Yeah,
Grand
I
Blue
don't.
specials and supers.
Oh, cool. Well, I don't. I don't know if anyone was doing that. I would imagine probably not, just because the supers and specials are not really that difficult in Marvel 2. Aside from fly unfly, just because in I think in Grand Blue it's a double quarter circle forward. Where in Marvel 2 everything you can do with is a single quarter circle forward, a quarter circle back.
You can do one button Black Hayate though.
Oh well, if the Hayate made it past top, however many players they were, like 2,000, then I'm sure people would have cared, but nobody did.
Okay, you're right.
And then
it sorted itself out.
yeah, so that wasn't really an issue. I don't know how big of a deal it is in Grand Blue, but in Marvel 2 nobody really cares, other than the one button dash because. And I suspect maybe people care more because in Marvel 2, you also have one button dash in Marvel 3, but there's like a 7 or 8 frame window. Marvel 2, it's a single frame, so it's really difficult to do. And yeah, that guy ended up getting second place, but he put up a good fight. And then the winner was a guy named Chaos, who, if you're from SoCal, you've probably heard of him or seen him around. And yeah, he was like the favorite to win, so it's not super surprising, but all the SoCal heads were popping off. And then yeah, that was pretty much like the storyline.
I guess there was no new technology. It's not like MVC3 where people have been like discovering things. Like basically the best thing was found, MSP or MSS. So it's been like solidified.
Yeah, pretty much. And then anything new that gets discovered is not significant enough to deal with Sentinel fly unfly stomping the crap out of you. So, but yeah, it was cool. I liked it. I almost got. I think I was a match or two away from getting Ruby Heart out of pool. So that was pretty sweet.
That's sick,
Did
dude.
better than I thought I would do. Yeah, I was gonna do. I have a high tier team and like a low mid tier team, but I just went low mid tier because that's what I was feeling at the time.
Have
And
fun.
I think that's it for Marvel 2. I think the only other thing that I personally was following is one of the only old school player, or rather, the only previous Marvel 2 Evo champion that entered was Duck Doe. which if you guys don't know, he's the one that made Team Duck, which is just spamming swords and drones and stuff. Also from SoCal, he actually made. I want to say he made top 8, or he got really far, but didn't quite cut the mustard, unfortunately. But so that was cool to watch him. And
See him.
for anyone that's not familiar, he was the. If you guys have seen like the guy that brought his own like arcade pedestal thing, that was him.
Like the giant one.
So, yeah, pretty much some like wooden one that he like cobbled together in his garage. But so that was cool to see. And then other, I think people, yeah, know them from other games, but Clockwork also from Marvel 3 fame, as well as 2XKO entered, and then Combo Fiend as well from a ton of other games, SNK, Street Fighter,
Yeah, Combo Fiend.
on Marvel 3 as well. Yeah, and then there was a couple other ones. People that I've met, like this third place guy I've met before a couple times at local Servbod.
Oh, nice, really? So would you say
Yeah,
SoCal
yeah.
is the strongest Marvel 2 region? That's what it sounded like.
It's hard to say just because Justin doesn't want to like play, but um, it's hard to say because I think last time the champ Chaos and Justin played, I want to say I think Justin won. And then just going by, so Duck Doe, he performed really well, but in at Evo, obviously, I forget what he gets. If you have it, the standings, you can let me know. But I'm pretty sure he got like top double digit, like 16 or 32 at the most. And when they had the exhibition at the Evo show in LA, they had it was all the Evo champions, and Duck performed the worst. Unfortunately, they kind of like took him out very convincingly. So out of yeah, Duck Vader, that's the one.
He tied for 9th.
Oh, okay. So yeah, just one shy of top 8. And yeah, he was like beaten pretty convincingly by Justin Sanford and Yipes. So I would it stands to reason that those two would probably all make top 8 if they had entered. So, and they're all from New York, funny enough. So yeah, it's hard to say. I guess it's like the more modern players. Granted, Chaos has been playing for a while, but of the more modern players, I would say SoCal is the strongest. But
The New York
yeah, I'd have
are
to.
lurking.
Yeah, no, the Marvel 2 gods are. It's hard to say because they're not interested in playing, and also they're obviously pretty rusty because Chaos kept playing, and Justin obviously. You guys know him from like Street Fighter 5, the Street Fighter 6 exhibition he did with that Japanese lady, and then yeah, he's doing his commentator thing and such.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the whole storyline with Marvel 2.
Cool. Can I just ask your thoughts on, have you seen anyone play or talk about or mention Hunter x Hunter, the beginning of the tag game revolution?
The only person I know that got it was Boardman, and he regretted buying it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I never really like. To me, it was never really. I was never really interested in it, but I know they did some exhibitions with like with Diaphany and like a couple other top and a player named Dylan or Dilneon who plays Marvel 2 and Marvel 3 as well, but. I couldn't tell you anything about it other than I think the rollback was pretty bad, and it was a full price game for like a half price content and stuff. So I think that one.
Do you know the
It's safe
price
to
of
say.
Hunter x Hunter?
Isn't it $60?
It is $60.
Yeah. So I think a better investment, which is what I did, is just buy Street Fighter 6 on the Switch.
Nice. Or Blazing
So.
Strike.
Or anything, or buy plus R like 30 times. Yeah, that's yeah, and honestly, dude, I didn't even like even for games that I'm not interested in playing. Whenever I kind of check when they're coming out, and then maybe watch a stream or two. But I had no idea that game had been out for a few days when I had realized it. So at least from my perspective, as like a casual gamer and like a versus enjoyer, and not really like I know I'm shitting on the game now, but I'm not really much of an elitist. I'm willing to give any game a try. Yes, even anime games. Yeah, I would say that game's pretty much dead on arrival, unfortunately. But I think maybe if I was a Hunter x Hunter fan, I'd probably get it just to play the story mode or whatever. But yeah, so that one's not safe to say it's not going to make Evo 2026,
Yeah,
even as like a sub game. So
it's not the year of the tag fighter yet. Not yet.
yeah.
What do you think about the KI devs new one, Invincible? How is that looking? This Evo, they pretty much just showed Omni Man. I know you sort of have a soft spot for Invincible, just to begin with. So maybe and you also have a soft spot for KI. It turns out. So is this
Um,
right in your wheelhouse? I'm grabbing some water. I'll just be off the mic for just a second.
sure, no worries. Yeah, so obviously everything you said is true. I'm a fan of Invincible, a fan of Tag Fighters, a fan of like KI and the KI devs. I also played a little bit of that wrestling game that they worked on for a while. Not really a fan of like battle royales, but just because they were the devs, I gave it a shot, and it was fun actually. Um, so yeah, needless to say, I'm very interested in it. I played it, and it very much, as you guys have seen before, the animations are really clunky. I think it looks really clunky like MK, but that I think that's just how the KI devs kind of like operate. Just because if you guys aren't familiar with KI combo structure, it basically all the combos and there's like different situations too, but basically it's either it's you loop specials and normals into one another until you run out of like combo meter basically. So they're
Is
kind
that
of
what
used
they're
to.
doing here? I kind of can't tell. Is it
Oh,
going to normal, special, normal, like in KI, or
yeah.
is it?
Well, the normals we call them normals, and you're just pushing like heavy punch. But at KI they call them auto doubles, which means it's like two hits,
Yeah, that's true.
and then yeah, so it's a normal, but it's really like a auto double, which is like two hits in the combo that kind of link together the or it's not that cancels one special, and then you can cancel that auto double into another special. But yeah, it just looks it looks better in KI. I mean, KI doesn't. It's not the smoothest game, but it looks better just because they're doing it so fast that it just looks like they're like comboing the crap out of you. But in Invincible, I don't believe that's a combo structure. I never really got to practice that a whole lot. But I think they're maintaining like those animations, and it unfortunately doesn't work for games like that where it's a little more traditional, like anime or versus, where it's ABC launch, ABC special or super or whatever.
Yeah, because KI kind
So
of
that
like when the combo starts, it sort of like sucks you in into this juggle, where the auto double, like it kind of refines everything in, whereas this is a little more juggle based, it looks like.
yeah, that's absolutely right. Because you're once you start comboing someone KI, like they kind of get set in place a little bit, if that makes any sense. And KI does have like traditional kind of juggles as well, but when you're actually like doing combos that have like the combo meter, and you're getting like the counts of the hits. But yeah, Invincible didn't. Yeah, that they don't. They just operate more like I said, like ABC launch, ABC super, or at least that's like what I did. And as far as the game, it looks a little bit clunky, but it feels fine. I went with some friends that had played, and then they were like, "Oh, it's like feels really slow." And I told them, I was like, "You guys know that game has blink dashing, right?" And they're like, oh, "Okay, well, shut up, nerd." I was like, "Okay, well, I'm just letting you guys know."
How bad was the line?
Yeah.
Storm said he specifically avoided the play line.
I'm sorry.
How bad was the line?
Oh, you know what? A funny thing. The line was actually extremely short if you play on stick, but if you play on hitbox or pad, it's a lot longer. So since I'm a boomer, I played on stick, and to me, versus games are a lot more fun on stick. If I'm playing like Tekken or something, then hitbox is way more fun for me, and apparently you can like cheat KBD or whatever. But yeah, since I play on stick, it was way faster. Like it took me like maybe 7 minutes, if that, to get through. And then I went again with a friend of mine, and yeah, we he doesn't normally play on stick, but he just wanted to get through the line. So I would say it was about 7 minutes the first time, and like 10 minutes the second time.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool, and the line was pretty full. It got to the point where it was like spilling out a little bit of like their assigned area. So it was, yeah, playing stick comes in clutch.
It's looking pretty good. If I may compare this game to Hunter, like this clearly isn't
You
like a Capcom level, like we're betting the farm. I expect this to drop with like the bare minimum of modes and etc. But it still looks like a fighting game. It looks like they're making a fighting game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and they have like the I didn't really get to figure them out a whole much, but I believe they tell you in what other game does that? I want to say Strive, and I think Street Fighter 6, where they tell you like the archetype of the character, like
Yeah,
one
Strive
shot or
does
like
that.
genre or whatever. Yeah, does Street Fighter 6 do that or no?
Does it? They give you a bunch of details, but it's like favorite foods and shit.
Yeah, stuff nobody cares about. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it does the same thing. So you can kind of tell how like each character plays, and then yeah, and I mean I was trying to figure out like the moves and stuff. It's a little bit. It took me a little bit of time just because I think the first time I played, the dude refused to kind of like let me check out the buttons.
Oh damn! Wouldn't give
But
you
once I
space.
did, it was Jover. So I
That's pretty
yeah. So
funny.
yeah, if I remember correctly, it's just Marvel 3 layout, which is ABC D or special or whatever, and then assist 1 and assist 2.
Do you always insta-give people at the end, or is that like a ultra combo?
I'm sorry?
Do you always insta-give people at the end of the match, or is that ultra combo?
Instigate? What do you mean?
Insta-give, like smash them into pieces?
Oh yeah, I'm not actually sure. I know I did it a couple times,
hmm
but I think it's just like if you guys are familiar with MK, like their brutalities.
Oh, so
I think
certain
after a certain
specials will
special or
do it.
something. Yeah, that's right. So I think that's how it works, but I never really got into much depth with it. But
That'd be cool if they took that idea, because that's brutalities are really cool.
yeah, and it goes in line with like the show, right? So it's it's very appropriate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Although no one ever does it in MK matches because they're like, it's not worth. You'll kill yourself trying to hit it or whatever.
Yeah, or like when the pros do land it, like they just press start and then just go back to character select.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, yeah,
Yeah, it's
we've
pretty
seen this
funny
a
if you get
thousand
hit with a
times.
fatal blow, they'll just exit out.
Yeah,
Uh,
and what else
so
can I say?
what do you think of the chances for this one? Will it get? Do you
Uh,
think it's pick up and playable enough? Do you think like non-tag, like you can't be sustained on MVC2 players alone? Do you think that
yeah,
this will
no.
get an audience?
I suspect it'll get an audience the way Power Rangers Battle for the Grid got an audience. So maybe like um, a small fan base, but I just suspect it won't make. I'm certain it won't make Evo top 8 or main stage game.
Really?
Uh, Maybe like a 30% chance it'll make Evo like one of the quote unquote official side tournaments. But I'm certain it'll get just like a side tournament at Evo, just like somebody charging like $1 for entry fee or something. So that's where I suspect it'll go, just from not even just from like the gameplay, because the gameplay is like pretty fun, but I think just from everything else, just like the
The
IP
company it
and
is, and yeah.
competition, the company, things like that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
is
I'll be
Revolu's going
playing.
to stay alive? I mean, really, you'd be replacing MK, and I think NRS is always going to have a seat at the table.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then that's assuming there's no Injustice 3 or like something else. So yeah, but yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it. If it's going to replace what it's going to replace at Evo, and it's not Marvel 2, is going to be replaced by some other retro title, probably
Right.
Street Fighter 4 or CVS 2. And yeah, I don't think it's going to replace MK.
Yeah, and
I think
City
the
of the
best
Wolves
shot,
has the Saudi money for now, so
yeah, yeah, I think the best chance it has if is like some like top players really get into it and then
yeah, if
get
it really
everyone
blows
else.
up.
Yeah, so like I mean, because I was gonna say that's similar to what happened with Dragon Ball, and like Sonic Fox and Goichi really kind of made it super popular. But I mean, it was made by Arxis. It looks great. It was really fun.
That had a lot going
Um,
for it, yeah.
yeah, it had a lot going for it. I mean, it also it got it got the dunk on MVCI, so it's had a had on top of that.
Speaking of dunking on MVCI, what do you think
Yeah,
about?
come on.
Is it Tokal? Tokal?
I didn't get a chance to play it, but just
What? Oh
yeah,
no!
the
Really?
line was too long. I was like, yeah, and then I think they announced a beta like pretty soon, but actually I think it's on PS4, so I don't,
Yeah,
or PS5.
it's a
So,
PlayStation beta.
yeah, so I'm just gonna wait to play it, but it seems interesting. I think the things that I'm skeptical about is sharing the life bar. I'm not really the biggest fan of that because you could just keep your point character, I guess, and there's obviously no. I mean, I don't think there's any snapback. I honestly haven't looked at a lot of the mechanics of the game. And I think what is it they have? Don't they have like don't they have like a wall splat also or something like that?
There's a wall break.
Yeah, there's that's right, a wall break. But I think I do like how they and I could be mistaken and if this isn't how they do it, but I believe there's like three like stages,
Yeah.
and you start off in the middle one, and then it has both left and right wall breakable, and then you can only break the wall once on each side, I think.
Yeah.
So if you break out through the right one, and then that's it, you can only break back to the left. So yeah, because I think like on top of just what's it called, uh, being able to like fighting for like the to get the corner pressure and like cornering somebody. For versus games, the corner is like somewhere where like the coolest combos happen. So it's just if you never get to do them, then that kind of sucks. And that's like the main reason people play those games.
Yeah,
So
you can't learn your two-frame Hulk charge release juggle that only works at 1 foot away from the character. What a shame that would be.
yeah.
I think it's interesting because they put you through the wall and they give you you get access to one of your characters, but then it's over. So it is an interesting like you get one turnabout, but you can't do it over and over and over again. Yeah, and also if you lose, you get
Yeah.
access to one of your characters. So far, it seems very pretty thoughtful in the system, but we'll see. Because fighting games players always know how to ruin any thoughtful system. They find the scum.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But in terms of if it's going to be like at Evo next year, I think it realistically, and I don't know when it comes out, but I think it realistically has a shot to be one of the main stage games.
Does this
Because like
replace
more of like
MK? Does MK just walk?
I would personally, and unlike 99% of like the FGC, I don't really shit on MK.
Uh-huh.
In fact, we were talking about how I'm waiting for the MK collection
Yeah.
uh, a few days ago,
Yeah, we both
but
watched it. I'm not anti MK either, but it's
no, yeah,
the PR has been against it. I'll say.
I would be fine if they replaced MK with Marvel Tokon. To be honest, and I think just from like the community, not that I'm like a huge part of it or anything, I think they'd be okay with it too. Especially because I think Ed Boon, Booney Boy, said that it was over, right? Like that's not
Yeah.
maybe a couple of
There's no more
balance patches.
expansion, but I dollars to donuts, it will still be there.
Yeah, just 'cause they want like an MK entry or NRS entry or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I would, I
You know
would
who's actually probably in danger for next time? If we're talking
Granted,
like Arxis is going to replace a game, Uni.
right. Uni?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I don't know what the honestly, yeah, it's either Uni or Grand Blue. Which one? I think Grand Blue got more numbers, right?
Way more, I think.
Yeah, so I probably Uni
Uni's the
because
best.
they'll have their like anime, their quote unquote Street Fighter anime function.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like you said, it was Arxis, so realistically, it'll probably replace Uni, and I would personally be okay with that. And I've played like a little bit of Uni, so I'm not a Uni hater, just kind of
You have
being
friends who are
realistic.
Uni players. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, they gave me the U pass.
Yeah, there's like one guy who hates Uni, and we know him as a speedrunner. So
Yeah, Uni. If you don't play or enjoy Uni, that means you actually like the game, right? So
Sorry, what'd you say?
if you don't play Uni, that means you actually like the game.
Yeah, true.
so true.
Yeah, so I have it.
Am I in here?
Hey,
What's up?
we're joined by
Yo,
Comeric
Hey.
here. Thanks for
I mean,
joining us.
Nice, nice, nice. Hello,
I
hello,
go.
hello. I've also was at Evo as well, so I can share my own experiences.
Did you play
We go on to
Marvel 2?
conversation. Me? Yes, I did.
What'd you
Oh,
think?
tell me. I didn't get a chance
What
to
did I
play.
think?
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about Under Night. Shouldn't we finish that? Or
No, we did
No.
Under Night a long time ago. We were just clowning on it. We were thinking Tokon might replace Under Night, actually. That was the
okay,
thrust
okay,
of the
okay.
conversation.
So before I start, has anyone here played Tokon yet?
No, I have not.
Negatory.
Okay. Okay. So for me, I waited. The shortest wait time over there was an hour 30. So
Jesus Christ.
at that time, I just I was finished with day 2 pools. I got out of that for Grand Blue, and then my friend was like, "Yo, the Marvel Tokon line is like significantly shorter than usual." So I gotta, and we waited for that. But then I ended up waiting a lot longer than I thought. I thought it could like maybe like a 40 minutes or so. It was 1 hour 30, and the gameplay of that game. It feels like just a modern Arc Sys game. You know the game feels like a modern Arc Sys game when you play like I don't know, like Uni 2 or like Strive or it also felt like a little bit of BB Tag and most notably it felt like Marvel Infinite as well. For me, it felt buttery smooth, like full snappy, buttery smooth. You know the typical Arc Sys type game feel. Apparently, the game also has like rebeats as well, which I found pretty interesting.
Ooh.
It has rebeats from what I heard on Twitter. And what else did I think about the game? There's a
Which
lot. There's a
character
lot
do
of
you
like
pick,
button
Mark?
settings. You know, when I was checking remember that screenshot where it's like take a screenshot of this button configuration or whatever, and it had a bunch of like what macros, button settings, and all that. So at first it was convoluted.
So does Strive, even though people think it's simple. I mean, it's an 8-button game.
It is an 8 button game, you're right? But this game is interesting, and it's also trying to do some new things. The first thing was that they're not doing active tag; they're doing like a certain mode of active tag. I think. Um, so you call your
Switcheroo.
assist. You call your assist, but then your assist does its little animation, and with at that time you can press square to swap to your different character that does the assist. And then this game also has like wall breaks and stuff like that. I know that's like quite controversial, but it didn't feel that significant. However, we're still new to the game. You know, I was only given like 10 minutes to play the game, and I just tried a multitude of characters. I was playing like what Iron Man, Captain America, Miss Marvel, Doctor Doom. You know,
Oh,
I wish I got to try
character
Storm,
game,
but I didn't have enough time. And what else did I think about that game? Visuals, presentation, spectacular. It's a really visually pleasing game. Really pretty game.
Yeah, well,
And
Arc
it does like this
Sys
thing.
don't miss
Uh
on
huh.
that.
They never missed on that. Yeah. And when your character, when your characters first are like being selected, they get drawn like this pencil stencil type of like animation where they get drawn in. And once you select them fully, then they fully get like animated in basically to get fully colored out and all. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Uh, you know, the voice lines felt the voice acting felt pretty nice. Um, I was trying to avoid doing auto combos, right? I wanted to try their more so like what's the B and B I'm trying to land, right? And obviously it felt like Marvel 3 Dragon Ball Fighters. You do button into launcher. The launcher felt inconsistent in my opinion because I was thinking trying to get that Dragon Ball Fighters 2H
Right.
or the Marvel 3 launcher. I never really got that. Instead, I got like this. I just get like kind of a launcher kind of thing going on, but I couldn't follow up after it. And I was trying to find multiple ways trying to follow it up.
Maybe you have to
But other than
cancel
that,
it or something.
yeah, it felt maybe I don't know. Maybe when the beta comes out, I'll be able to try it out
Mm-hmm.
a bit more if I get in, possibly. One thing I want to note because I got to hit the restroom a bit. One thing I want to note is that the supers felt really cool. You know, because it shows like the text and all that, so it's easy to follow.
Do you think that when there's 4 characters, it will become a clusterfuck, or do you think the game is slow and managed enough that it will be playable?
Slow and managed enough, but I will know. I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
The nature has called. Ciro, any
Yeah.
thoughts on all of the announcements that we saw? You excited to play Viper?
Yeah, she seems cool. I mean, I was never a Viper player, but I think I'd heard that in the most recent Street Fighter 6 update, to get a perfect pair, you have to choose a side now. Is that
Yeah.
true? Because I thought they did that in preparation for like her burn kick because it's that was like her main mix-up tool in Street Fighter 4,
Yeah.
and I feel like that kind of invalidates that. Even if you don't get a perfect parry, I think blocking it to the side it kind of like messes with her. But I don't. I'm sure they'll think of something. It's Capcom. I'm sure they worked around it. But yeah, I didn't play a whole ton of Viper in 4, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they did with her because I think they did a good job with
Yeah, he's pretty fun to
his
play.
like tiger shots. I saw the they gave him like some sort of Jin Rai too, right, or something like.
Yep, he's got a little mix up. He's got no low though, but it's still pretty good. He can continue pressure for a little while with it.
Yeah, I like they gave him his forward roundhouse from Street Fighter 4. I don't know if it was in 5. I want to say no, but his forward roundhouse in Street Fighter
I
4.
think it was, but yeah, it's very here part of his combo tools. It's very easy to use.
And yeah, so I'm glad they give him that. And then I saw all the Sagat boomers complaining that his tiger shot was all punches now.
Yeah, he doesn't get K Tiger shot for low.
Yeah,
Low
so
Tiger
that's
shot
pretty.
sucks ass also.
Oh, does it? Damn.
Yeah, if you like perfect parry, you can get a punish combo from almost anywhere on the screen.
Yeah. So in regards to Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 6,
Yeah.
Viper is pretty cool, and then it's just Sagat was the first of the new season, right? If I'm not mistaken.
He was indeed. We've got a new season coming with Alex and Ingrid are the other two.
Yeah, Alex, Ingrid, and I mean, I guess Viper, but yeah, she's like the next one. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm not particularly a Viper player, but I'm excited to see people play her.
Did you compete in anything else you want to talk about?
Let me see. I only entered City Wolves and then Marvel 2, but yeah, City Wolves I didn't practice like that. I practiced maybe like 5 minutes the night before,
Mm-hmm.
just trying to remember the only combo I knew, and I forgot it when I played. So I'm like, yeah, this
Gotta
is
hold that.
yeah, gotta hold that.
Shit, and Ken wasn't out yet, so you couldn't just play Ken.
Yeah, I mean, I actually play Marco / Butt, I guess, in Mark of the Wolves, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I was just messing around with Preacha, and I was like, okay, well, let's see how this goes. But I think I might just go with Ken
Yeah,
for Evo France because I entered that at Evo France as well.
nice legacy knowledge.
Yeah, so it might as well. And I mean, I didn't play Ken a lot of Street Fighter 6, but I figure he's got like his Jinrais and his Tatsus and Shoryus and stuff. So
What about you playing any Tekken? You looking at the last two characters? You have any thoughts on that?
Tekken is what I didn't enter Tekken, but I played a little bit in like some locals when I came back. And it's pretty fun. Tekken's the kind of game where I wish I had the patience to learn it or the time, because it's really fun. Like interacting with like certain characters, like you like left sidestep them or right sidestep them or whatever. But I just don't have that kind of time.
I beg to differ.
but-
Please.
but the trailer for Armor King was so sick. I was a big fan of that. I love that trailer. It was so awesome. It actually made me, I think, want to play like subconscious. I wasn't thinking about that.
Very wrestler coded. They brought it out even more in King.
Grapplers,
Yeah. And apparently he like suplexes you, like he takes you to like another dimension and then he like brings you back or something. So that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's same thing or typical thing. Arslan Ash won again. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Oh, did you watch
Same,
Street Fighter?
same. Yeah, I did. It was pretty cool. I was really impressed with what's the Chinese player Mickey, I think his name was.
Yeah, he
Mickey,
young
holy.
kid got pretty far.
Yeah, holy shit! It was really impressive, man. And then I'm usually someone that just roots for like like the usual like
Boomer.
hometown. Yeah, like my usual favorites. But yeah, I was rooting for him by the time he was kind of tearing up like the competition when he actually. Funny enough, I was like, oh, it was like one of the first, if not the first match of top 8. I was like, oh, I'll use the restroom so I can watch all of it. And then by the time I came back, he already like destroyed Angry Bird. And that's all I heard from like my buddies that were watching too. They're like, holy shit, this kid just fucking 3-0'd him.
I was hoping
It was
Fudo
like-
would win, so I'm a little mad, but yeah, there's something about Street Fighter and these young kids with their reactions. It's making a difference.
I was kind of disappointed in Angry Bird. I was like, of all characters, why did you choose Akuma? Like, no.
You should
Yeah, I
play
was kind of
Ken.
surprised. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe he knows something we don't. What else? Punk didn't make top 8 for the first time in, I think, since Street Fighter 6, right? I don't know. I know in 5 he got like second a time, and then
Is that true? Wow, that's crazy.
yeah, and I think he lost. I want to say he lost to Mickey. I could be mistaken, but I think that's what it
Oh,
was.
in the mirror?
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure, but I don't specifically remember it.
There we go. I got the Street Fighter results, and yeah, he's at 9.
Oh, snap! What did he lose to, Mickey?
I don't have the bracket, but
Okay, no worries.
did Mickey enter in losers on loser side?
I don't remember. I want to say yes because I think he lost to like Shine or somebody like no, I mean I'm saying random, but it's like somebody that doesn't typically make like top 8. Because Shine obviously is like an excellent player, but just so I guess he got overwhelmed with
You
that.
say that about our best Kimberly.
AKA only Kimberly. Just kidding.
There's 3 strong ones now. Kimberly just won the World Warrior last night.
Wait, which World Warrior or what?
US
What are you
West.
talking? Who was that?
Doma.
I have never heard of them. But...
He's a player I know from Utah. He lives in Washington now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
the rise of Kimberly's has begun. But yeah, I enjoyed the finals. I like Mena. I like that he plays characters that are slightly off meta. He's not playing Mai. He will.
yeah,
he
that's
can, but
oh my god, it was. I almost had to call security just because it was such a thrashing.
it was, yeah.
Oh my
I don't know
God, it
what
was-
happened to Kakaru. I don't know why he sort of he had terrible amnesia timing for one thing, and then after he missed a few of those, he looked kind of like a deer in the headlights a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't. I feel like I was watching like me play against Blanca. Against this guy, like he just keeps like hitting me with all the
I think
tricks.
Kakaru was like, "You can do that?
Yeah.
You're plus there."
Yeah.
I mean, that can't.
So
be
yeah,
yours,
that was.
but-
Yeah, for me, those are like the highlights. Watching Mickey, and then obviously grand finals.
Mickey was
Crazy.
insane. Like you can like what? Obviously, we knew where we come from. It's like, but so the most of us, because we weren't actively looking at Street Fighter 6, this kid was a one just coming out of nowhere, practically. At least for me at the time, because I wasn't following Street Fighter 6 like that. I didn't know who Mickey was, and then he comes up, running up, DIing everyone, and we're like, oh. He embodies the Street Fighter, man. I mean, Street Fighter, in my opinion, is some dirty fighting. Like no rules, no boundaries. You just go out and you want to try to kill the opponent. And Mickey's doing that. I forgot the Cammy Mirror match to turn into a Cammy Mai. Was that a Phonon?
I think that was Shanghai.
Shanghai also played Mai, but was it Ed? Oh, was it Cammy Ed? I think that was a Phonon. No.
Did Fudo switch to Mai?
Fudo. Is it Fudo? Because I remember
Fudo.
someone going.
Oh, I know which man you're talking about, but I want to say he was maybe Shanghai, but I don't really remember.
No, Fudo would have.
I'm getting the names all mixed up. DJ, I do remember that. That was getting a little close.
Phenom Shaw.
Oh, Fudo
Shaw.
Yeah, the one.
Oh, Fudo Shanghai.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was also a wild set. I can't believe Shanghai got that far in Street Fighter, man. They had to admire the game and guess who's going, bro.
He was just playing KOF.
DWC, bro.
Man, and he wins that too. Like what?
Oh,
He wins that.
Shahai. He's got the
I
wild buff.
just can't stop Shanghai. I literally said, "Yo, Shanghai, wrong event, bro. Polar Bear and Architects, man. What are you doing here, bro?" He ends up winning it. Like what? No,
He's
the
like, yeah, I
deviation
just
from
signed
that.
up. I
Yeah,
practiced this game last week.
yeah, I just signed up. I felt like it. I was in the area. It felt like that kind of energy.
For City of Wolves. I figure why
See the
not?
wolves, yeah.
Why not?
Are we going to see the wolves? Okay.
We kind of did it all. So if you just want to tell us your experience and what you thought was hype, then we'll that
Okay,
sounds
okay,
good.
Oichi, baby.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, let me tell you from my experience. I watched Strive, and I watched Strive rooting for Red Ditto because Southern California representation.
Let's go.
Okay, all right.
Man, that was a very the grand finals was like it was looking good, right? Because Red Ditto was up 3-0, was Red Ditto got the reset down. But then unfortunately, in the next set he loses 0-3, So like, oh man, so close. But I genuinely had a how do I say this? I've had I actually never felt so much rage in my life than watching Strive. Because there's a moment when watching Strive lose finals where the pot player did Gigantic High, which is that blue barrier right Aegis Reflector, but then walked. If you wanted to go back, a boy versus Red Ditto, nothing against a boy and all that. Like, there's no animosity towards it. It's more animosity towards the character design of the game. It loses finals.
He
The fact
walked behind
that
the Gigantor
Potemkin,
full
a
screen.
grappler, can just
Yeah.
full screen, even that in the Guilty Gear sense, that's a little bit too much. Like you just don't have that. Maybe if you're like I don't know Venom or something. This was at I think when the score was like 2-0 or 2-1 something like that. It was perfect. I think this is it.
Yes, most replayed moments. So.
Yeah. This I was actually actively yelling, and the fact that people were cheering, I ended up booing. I booed. At that moment, I gave 2 thumbs down, yelled, and booed. And after that, entirely, Red Ditto purpose got hit. I yelled, and I was saying, Arxis, what are you doing? How do you allow this to happen? Like, this is just not okay. I genuinely was just furious because you shouldn't allow that in a game where a grappler just gets that.
Well, they gave him the
that's-
little slap on the wrist, so it's okay.
They do, but it doesn't do anything. He's still a really solid character, don't get me wrong. It's not enough, let's just say. But those moments and for that was just like, that's just really frustrating, obviously. I mean, it was just frustrating to see. I think what angered me most was like people were cheering. That would anger me. Oh my god, Ram does so much damage. That angered me. Like I was just like, that's just stupid. Like that should not be allowed. But in the big year of 2025, where offense is so off is what sells tickets.
We
If you're
didn't
getting
really
that
talk
shit-
about Strive with anyone else. I mean, this has definitely been a patch that everyone fucking hated. Strive players, non-Strive players, no one liked this one.
Season 4 has been a very, very hit or miss. Big emphasis on the miss.
Yep.
And was just a really unfortunate patch for the game and for the longevity as well. It went a bit of a dire situation, especially with the character balancing being so bonk.
Walk them
Yep.
down. Walk them down.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. It's not joined up just yet, but once it gets there, you can just hear me just scream. By the way, he wasn't dead after that is amazing. Like how?
Yeah, he
And then there we go. Yeah, they'll walk it down.
Pretty
No
hilarious.
swords, no resources, no anything. Has a block low if side comes down. Walks Red Ditto down. Purposely gets hit. Doesn't die there somehow. Baits up burst and just gets a 2S. Like, what are we doing, Arxis? How? Don't just point yourself over there. Boom! Thumbs down. What are you doing? Don't support this.
Yeah.
You
the
don't just be like,
yield
yeah,
grappler
woohoo,
subplay.
yeah. Like, it's like saying if Kind's like Super Fireball is just like it travels like Venom's Fireball, like that, and then he just walks you down and then flash kicks you, flash kick breaks you full combo. If you do anything, that's that kind of behavior. That was like true animosity on my part. A buddy of mine who I met like in person for the first time, we've always been in Discord. He saw me and he was also booing with me as well, but he was like booing, laughing at me because of my overblown performance. But it just felt genuine over how ridiculous the situation was. But you just don't allow that. And then, funniest part, that same friend, they're also watching Strive, and they're watching Luna's Finals, which was between I feel so bad for not knowing the Johnny player's name, but it was Johnny gets pot. And then my friend told me, I can't believe I'm doing this. Let's go, Johnny, yeah! And I was dying laughing just because like the lesser of the two evils. It felt like this quote, the friend of the enemy of my enemy has become my friend.
Indeed.
The man might become my friend. from Captain Price, and it just felt like, it just felt like dire situations calls for dire solutions, and that might have been that
Johnny Player is a
solution.
great player, also, so it's cool that he.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. And they supported the cause of Faust being bottom one in this game, which I wholeheartedly agree because he said so. I always accept Faust downplay in Strive because I believe this character does not belong in Strive. Yeah, this was rather unfortunate. I was really hoping Red Ditto win Southern California representation. Yeah. And as you know, the SoCal support for Red Ditto is so big. If you watched what's it called? If you watched Arc World Tour, the grand finals, Red Ditto gets a Gold Lewis player. There's a whole section rooting for SoCal rooting from like SoCal Coliseum and all that. They were rooting for Red Ditto so hard. I joined the group too. If you watch that video from Arc World Tour, in the grand finals, Red Ditto wins his last set. We were all cheering and yelling and all that. It was a really cool moment to see someone from California to win it. And that's just a really cool experience, you know. It's really cool thing to have.
That's the thing about Evo is it's the true national. Everyone, world.
The true national, the true major, you know.
Yeah.
It's a global event. It's global, right? Basically, yeah. So it's just huge. And unfortunately, Red Ditto almost made it there, but maybe next time. Unfortunately, those nerfs did impact the character a good bit. Mm-hmm. They did nerf Ram a good amount. Rock has gotten significantly worse now. They did change this character up, and I mean for the better. Like she was really good, but it may hinder the performance of Red Ditto. Meanwhile, like characters like Dizzy and Kai have gotten better as well. Although the pot still being really strong to this day. So we'll see how Strive goes.
At least we got some nerfs. Bless them for that.
Yeah, they're listening. They are listening. They've done a positive. The latest patch has left a positive impact on Strive.
Yeah, I agree with that.
People have been enjoying Lucy. Surprising well-fit guest character for this game. It's very strange how they did it.
Yeah, she looks great in it. She looks like she belongs. Good choice, actually.
It's very strange. It's a very strange choice, but I'll accept it as it is. It's very interesting. Mm-hmm. I guess we can move on because that's my little Strive corner. I got nothing much to say. Congrats to the Johnny player.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you compete in anything else?
For me, Wait.
Remember that? So I think it was Hooking God that made that video for the Johnny player. Remember?
Oh, what do you make? I'm not watching Hooking God content recently. What do you make?
On Twitter, there's a video of Hooking God like making fun of. Wait, who's the Johnny player?
I forgot his name.
Man.
Watamoto. Anyways, call him Watamoto.
Watamoto. So Watamoto's like in his chat, and Hooking God's like, top 32. Even my dog can make, top 32. And then he wins the entire Evo, and Hooking God's like, oh, we gotta take this video down. This video's done.
It's slander now.
Yeah.
He's gonna get eviscerated, bro.
So, Co-American, you had another run deep that was pretty deep, wasn't there?
Yeah, this is Evo's, but the first Evo I ever entered, I only entered for Grand Blue. I originally didn't want to enter because I heavily boycott against PS5 used for fighting games. I genuinely dislike using PS5 for fighting games. With a deep passion, the hatred in my heart for PS5. Not only has it impacted me, but has impacted several individuals. I know it sounds like I'm insanely glazing him, but Red Ditto also had an issue during, I think, a major in Japan where the PS5s, since it lasted for so long, it melted.
Damn.
It melted his USB, and therefore, like, it melted the work or something like that. And so that was just like that's why I don't like running PS5. But I decided to enter peer pressure, and then on my first Evo, I got through day one pools. That was really nice. I got through loser side, and then day two pools, I went 1-1 loser side, so I ended up getting top 97 for my first ever pools for Evo. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty neat. That was for Grand Blue, yeah. I was playing winners round 2 and I lost that set 1-2, and I got really mad at myself because I was like, I was probably one of the worst performances I've had, like ever playing a fighting game ever. Like that was really bad. And I told myself, like, if you don't lock in, or if you don't like play patient like you usually do, you're gonna lose, and you do not want to lose this tournament. And so I told myself that, and I 2-0 everyone losers right after that.
Very nice. Yeah,
Like it was just like a
definitely
Mhm.
with a bracket this big, a lot of it is endurance.
it's endurance for sure. And I told myself like this is the fact that you're playing like this is obviously like an embarrassment. You should just not play like this. So I told myself that, and I was like, all right, I gotta just how do I say this? Blaze on through, as Lucia said, and try to make that pull. This is the one goal you want, and the one goal you wanted to achieve.
In this game,
And
you
I
have
did
to
it. That was
grand
pretty
on
cool.
through. You can't blaze.
Grand on blue,
You
yeah.
have to
You gotta
grand
believe
on
in victory that hard. So that was like that was cool. You know, getting that AAA card and all that. My friends were like watching, and they were seeing me having like a midlife crisis with that the set I lost, and they're like, you know, your defense is like really strong right now. Like no one has as good defense as you currently. You're literally just like aching on the pass so hard. And I told myself like I know, but I played that so bad. You don't understand. I played that set so badly. That was easily winnable. I just did. Oh my god, Matera.
Were you playing
I
Ladiva?
saw old butterfly. Yeah, the old butterfly thing on a trade, and then she just wins off that conversion. It's kind of crazy.
She's been eating on those
But
buffs.
especially like the low recovery and all that. Yeah. But it was just really. Like after that, I was like, all right, you gotta like.
Did you play Ladiva?
You gotta like not. Yeah, I played Ladiva. Yeah.
Damn, you made top 97 with Ladiva? That's pretty good.
No. I couldn't be further, honestly. Like after playing a bit more of the sets, I was like, man, because my last game I played, I recognized I did it wrong, but at that point, my endurance was like, actually, I don't want to do it. Also, I was playing a really bad matchup. I was playing against Susia. That character was a really good character against Ladiva, and I was just like mid set, I was like, if I get eliminated now, I'm like, fit, you know, I'm chill because I can just go and do other Evo stuff. So I got eliminated, and the guy's like, yeah, GG's, and yada yada yada. Funny enough, because I buddy might record my day 2 pool sets, which are kind of nice. So I can pass it to you if you wanted to do that. But yeah, for Grand Blue, it was just a really cool experience of like, oh shoot, I made it out of pools. That's kind of crazy for my first ever Evo, you know? Just to say that. And funny enough, I'm from the Palm Springs area. That's my hometown is. And a couple people from Palm Springs actually also went to Evo as well. They all participated in Street Fighter 6.
Mm-hmm.
But then, unfortunately, midway through their travels to Las Vegas on the highway, I think there was an accident reported where someone died. And because of that, there was heavy traffic. They didn't get to Las Vegas until 2 a.m. the Saturday of.
Dang.
And so they were all exhausted and tired and all that. They only had like 2 hours of sleep. And because of that, all of them went 2-2 in Street Fighter 6. Really rough, really unfortunate. Because they're good Street Fighter players. Not gonna lie. But it's just unfortunate that
2 is a victory.
I agree. But they told me like, yeah, man, we were just tired and all that, bro. But at least you got there. And so basically what they told me is that from my hometown region, from the Coachella Valley, I'm the only person to get out of pools for Evo.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool feeling. And also, what's funnier is that within the Palm Springs region, people go to Evo, usually only one person gets out of pools. Last year, someone from the Street Fighter community in Palm Springs got out of pools, but only one person. So that was cool.
You were the chosen one this
And
year.
now it's one this year again, and it was me. But hopefully, if I go to Evo again, hopefully make it out of more pools if I enter more games. Because after that Grand Blue experience, I felt confident enough that I can make it out of pools for other games.
I believe
honestly.
in you, Co-American, you're a solid grinder.
Yeah, I just gotta put in the time. Now I've been probably the busiest I've ever been right now. I've been having work. It's been pretty extensive hours. Like, what is it? It's like 7:30 a.m. to 6.
Yeah.
And if I'm not doing that, I'm doing my teacher credential program. So I have class once again.
Yeah,
So
you just
I'm-
got to do it when you can. I guess that's why Evo's nice. It's a nice big holiday. Co-American, what was your favorite
Nice big holiday.
announcement of the show?
My favorite announcement. Wow, there were not many good ones. I will say all the rather stale.
There were a lot of characters.
There are a lot of characters for sure. Wow, Omni Man. Obviously.
Omni-Man was
A little
cool.
sidetrack.
You look
A little
cool.
sidetrack. I actually like playing Invisible Versus. That was a really enjoyable game. I just like playing that. But what's my favorite announcement? I guess Marvel Tokon being announced, having a beta. A couple of my friends have PS5s and all that, and we are desperately trying to get into that.
Oh, now he's back on the PS5 side, huh? Friends of
Well,
convenience.
for like 3 days.
Yeah, I got you though.
They only give that beta to the console players. This is the opposite for 2XKO. 2XKO's beta is PSC only.
2XKO was also like you can sign up and maybe you'll be chosen, and this time you won't. These guys were just like if you have it, you'll get in. It was cool.
I'll have a little side part of it 2XKO. I can ramble about that game for days, despite never played a game of League of Legends before. But my favorite announcement for 2XK for Evo, that's a hard one. I think I don't know. The best announcement I had was that I was at a party, right? I was at a party with my friends the day before Evo. And then originally I was at a Super 8 motel with my friends from UCI. But then we're like, yeah, since you're going to a party and it's 5 of us, you're going to have to sleep on the floor. And I was like, all right, that's whatever. But then at the party, someone asked me, yo, do you want to sleep at our place? We have an open bed for you. That was my favorite announcement. Because I was able to room with them at the Airbnb. I didn't pay a single dime because they already got paid. So I had to pay for free rooming and free bed. Plus 1 extra bathroom. What's not to love? That was my favorite announced.
I mean, that's like
being allowed
like
at a free Airbnb.
8. That's the same amount of money as placing.
Like I got a free. Obviously, I paid for the Super 8, but it was only like $60
for the floor.
Yeah. So it's absurdly cheap, super cheap. You know.
All right, we're heading towards hour 3, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap us. Do you guys want to give me we actually have 3 Evo attendees here, which is pretty cool. I'll go back to you, Storm. What was your favorite thing from Evo? Well, I'll get all your favorite things.
Honestly, just meeting my online friends for the very first time in the video game community.
Sick.
We had late night talks, we play fighting games, we goof around, and it was just like a very wonderful moment just to finally meet them, and like getting to meet your friends as well, like other group of friends. But other than that, it's just like just being there and enjoying the company is pretty much the best thing about Evo. Announcements, anyone could watch that on YouTube, but like
I did.
But anyway, that's my favorite thing.
Nice. That's a good one. Heart player for sure. That's what the FGC is all about. Is we have a shared hobby. Ciro, if you're still with us, do you have a favorite thing about Evo?
I'd say pretty much the same thing that Storm was saying. I didn't. I don't think. Did I see you at Evo, Peter? I don't think I.
Yes, we did. I saw you, Sergio.
Oh, okay.
I think the second or first.
I know I saw you at that local or the major regional.
Yeah. No, it's a local. It's a local at my hometown, Palm Springs, Cathedral City. It's called Dabs and Cabs. It's like a third strike local.
Oh, I'll be there in December, by the way. So if you want to come by, Peter.
Oh, it's in December.
You can defend your title as the Palm Springs third strike champ, dude.
I do not. That is not correct. Oh yeah, that's such like that's such nothing. Oh my gosh, that's a different bracket.
You got first place. Is that not the champ anymore, or what's the? Is there a 0th place?
Two different things. That's totally entirely different things. I can explain that later, but go on, Sergio. We're on Sergio.
But anyway, just seeing friends. I got to see a couple friends from this Discord. I ran into my Skullgirls Go Swing Me, who's I think back in Santa Barbara now. So shout out to him. And just hanging out. Another Evo. And I guess my quote unquote free room story was that I used my my credit card points to basically get the whole weekend for like $90
Oh, sick.
For like a venue that had free breakfast and was like 10-minute walk from the venue. So that's pretty sweet. And then shout out to my coworker who let me crash with. Because I'm getting too old to like drive back Sunday night, get there at 2 a.m, and then go to work at 6 a.m. I think from now on, that Sunday night staying might be the move. So, nice. And then at this point, I'll be able to crank the credit card points. They do that. So, Yeah, just seeing friends, and then I did like the TOing as well, which I think I can't play like the newer games as much as I would, but so I might have to like soft retire to TOing. Even though I want to point out that I've been going to 9 years, and I usually enter multiple games, and I have never once gone 0-2, and I do count
Nice.
DQs by the way.
He was
Hey, I
That's
showed up,
fair.
and that guy didn't, man. I don't know what to tell him. He should
he's
have been there.
built different. All right. Sarah
And
Straight Shot, Comerica.
yeah, and I
My
want to say
favorite
that.
thing. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I just want to say anybody that of our like, if we happen to get big numbers of double-digit viewers, if anybody's shy about going to Evo, definitely hit up anybody in this Discord. Most likely, some of us will be going. We can hang out. Don't be scared about going 0-2 because most people that go to Evo go into. I would argue. I think mathematically that's true, or at least a good chunk of them. And yeah, you're just there to. And I'm like a spectator enjoyer too, so if you do your matches, play your best. Your friends will be cheering you on, making OSs for you about how you don't even play.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just hang out, watch the matches, and enjoy the event.
Sick. Comerican, favorite moment? Close us out.
Favorite moment? I don't want to be a shill, but I saved the 2SKO booth for like 10 whole sessions. I'm not trying to be a shill,
Oh,
but that was like my favorite moment of Evo. I swear to God, that game was so much fun. It's so much fun. I ditched Shabu Shabu for a first attendant 2SKO. That's how much it mattered for me. Like it's just different. Like it just feels so much fun. I played the game in alpha while I was in Korea, and ever since that game feel of just how good that game felt to play and lab, and playing it like 1 year later, and it still feeling this good is something I just cannot, you just can't replicate. The fun of playing doubles against people is just something that's just like so magical. I love 4-player fighting games. Like UCI taught me about that. And 4-player fighting games are so much fun and so engaging, and there's so much communication happening between the two players within your teammates, and it feels so much more satisfying. Plus, that game just feels good, right? And the biggest thing, I don't have League of Legends, I don't have Valorant, I don't have any Riot game installed in my computer. I don't know any about that. I'm probably the only Asian in the world to play League of Legends or Valorant or TFT or any of that stuff. Probably the only Asian in the world or existence, right? Besides, like, your parents, whatever. But the 2SKO was just so much fun. I actually, somehow, I ended up on the Evo 2SKO Challenger stream. Like, I got selected to just play a couple sets. That was cool, That was sick. I got my buddy of mine in there. And I want to share you a screenshot, actually, if you have the time. Want to end off. I'm trying to DM you this image for a bit. This is me on stream. In the 2SKO stream. And I took a screenshot. I want to show my parents because they were just too busy laughing at it. Because I had my Korea hat and all. But definitely my favorite moments was that and taking pictures of like people I knew from the FGC, like Sajam, Brian F, Majin Obama. That was pretty cool. It's always cool to see your celebrities around there. There it is. Here's a photo. Yeah, and obviously my actual favorite moment, my real favorite moment is the group photos I have at the end with all my homies. That's a pretty much experience to have.
Nice.
The group photo is always fun to do. But yeah, that's
homies.
Yeah, I got it. I haven't seen some of those homies since like DreamHack in San Diego. That's like 3 years ago or so. So it's cool to see them. It's always caught in Discord, but I never seen them in person. But yeah, I DM'd Sayano an image of me in the 2SKO booth.
It's up now.
There it is. There I am on the side, and they're really impressed. They really like the hat and all. They thought that was cool because it flips up. It's to show like Korea, and then my box. I had a box, my usual like hitbox, but it has a custom design and all. It's a custom artwork, and they thought that was pretty cool. What's 2SKO? My buddy,
we didn't talk about 2XKO at all, so this was kind of a nice little coda here.
I mean, we could talk about it once the game comes out.
Yeah.
That will also be nice. We can
Then
save
we
it till
can dig
later.
in.
Yeah. We can have a little podcast episode once. Tokon towards KO have like passed their things, maybe like a week later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can have a tag fighter
Well,
off. We'll find a hunter and
Yeah,
hunter
I
player.
am
Wait,
praying.
Good luck.
I get
wait, we're
Tokon.
missing one game.
Invincible
one game.
versus. That's what we're missing, guys.
No,
Beta.
we're missing
What?
one game. And do you know what it is?
MBAAB 2v2.
Nope. Bootsies, baby.
Oh,
That's
Bootsies,
right.
yeah.
Zenryoku was there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zenryoku,
I
Lourdes,
asked him to
Raul
come on the
Sky.
podcast, but he's a little too. He said he's too high level celebrity for this podcast.
Oh, you should have asked Raul Sky. I'm pretty sure he was available.
Oh yeah, I
The
didn't
Rock guy
think
is
of
also
asking him or Lego. Yeah, well, we'll probably maybe we'll do an indie episode and
Could do like a
cover some
Bootsies
later.
developer podcast episode for UCLA.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting. So
Yeah,
we'll get their story one day.
Hey, so I have
someone's
a-
got to defeat the champion. The champion of Bootsies, Sofa. That guy's cracked. I don't think anyone's beating him at all. He's different. He's just different, guys.
So regarding 2XKO, and then Peter reminded me, and I think I already know hear it from each of you guys. So if they, and which is pretty much inevitable, if and when they bring 2XKO, regardless if you're planning on playing it or not, to Evo next year, would you guys prefer to see 1v1 or have it strictly 2v2?
Interesting.
I want it to be mixed.
Mixed? Do you want there to be two teams?
Mixed.
Or do you
No.
want
So it's one bracket, but you need to enter solo or duos.
Oh, I don't see. I don't like that because I think if somebody solo would perform a lot better.
So
Yeah, but that's how it is.
natural
That's how it be.
selection
That's why I think it's so much more satisfying if duos just go hard and they make like top eight, whatever. Then the teamwork is so gratifying. It's so impressive. If you have two minds think alike like that, it's so much more impressive. Unfortunately, it is to the point where solo is going to perform better. Obviously, one of those
Yeah.
players to worry about. But if those two are able to account for each other that much, then it's an unstoppable team. That would be super impressive for the game.
Happy feet. Wombo
Combo
combo.
combo.
Because Street Fighter Cross
And then
Tekken
combo.
they enforced 2v2, so I think they would probably run it that way if they do bring it.
I can see it that way. The upcoming tournament, Rumble in SoCal, that's happening at Energy Spectrum LA Castle. But they're doing mixed.
Oh, interesting.
That'll be
Oh, they're
November.
doing-
Yeah, I'm trying to
Mhm.
enter with my friend, the same friend in the photo as well. That's sitting like right next to me. I'm trying to enter that as well in November. along with Gray and Blue it seems. But yeah, I'm really excited for 2XKO, man.
Okay, next. What about you guys, Cyano and Storm? Even if you guys aren't planning on playing as a spectator, what do you guys would you prefer?
I mean, to me, Tokon is the new game. I mean, I know the other ones are coming, but I've seen them. So Tokon's kind of the most exciting thing for me on the horizon because it's totally new. So I'm excited by new. I like new things.
So which one do you prefer? Just 1v1, or would you want them to enforce
As
2v2?
far as that, I think mixed is cool. Yeah, let evolution decide.
Okay. What about you, Storm?
I'm not that interested in the current, tech buyers. I'm more concerned about trying to get better at Tekken, to be honest. Even
Okay.
though the game's a complete shit show.
He wants
But,
to get the tag tournament back. That's what
Also,
he's
that
saying.
game's hard. That game
Yeah.
is hard.
Yeah, for real. You gotta know so much stuff.
Yeah.
It's all legacy knowledge, so it's old man's game.
Oh,
The
man,
average,
it is an old man's
player.
game. Like how are you gonna compete against like the 40-year-old Japanese arcade man? The Japanese
I mean,
businessman. Just like
he's 40 years old. They can't react to Drive
they
Impact.
can't react. Can the 40-year-old businessman break grabs?
I mean, yeah, it's
He can
like,
mash 1-1-2.
yeah, like once layer 1, layer 2's gone, layer 3 just mash, just press button. That's it.
I don't know. He might be a better masher. We'll have to see. But yeah, all I'm saying is good luck to your Tekken endeavors. I know that game. I know the game. Obviously, the current state might not be the best, but I still think that game is really hard to be consistent in.
Yeah,
So, it's no
I
easy
can
feat.
play bottom tier, so I have it hard anyway.
Who do you play?
Devil Jin,
He's still
Yeah.
bad. Wow.
he's that bad.
He's
Yeah,
still
we had that
bad.
conversation already.
Bro, Jub is such a fiend for Double Jin, man.
Yeah.
He's the devil.
Jub's got a little. He's the devil, dude.
Just- I
Jub's
mean,
got
yeah,
a little
he
thing
just-
going on for Double Jin. You gotta
Just-
calm down.
All right,
He's
I'm
just
gonna
dope as
I'm gonna
fuck, man.
postscript us here. Thank you to my collaborators here. We've had Storm Claymore. Thanks very much for joining us. Ciro the Hero.
Happy to join
And
you.
Thanks for coming. Ciro the Hero. Thanks for joining.
Yep, no problem. Thank you guys.
Comerican Blues. Thank you for popping in. And
No
I
problem,
think
thank
you
you.
can. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying thank you. That's all.
And thanks. I think if you listen to all of us, you can hear how alive the community is still, and you really get that if you go to Evo. So I guess I got to go one of these years, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, and if you're still listening, you are free now.